The feminine energy that drives men wild with desire. Hello and welcome to Chengi's world. I am Chengi, and you, my precious one, of course, are my world. And today we're talking about the feminine energy that drives men wild, the kind of energy that drives men wild. And this is really to do with a continuation of our conversation with feminine mastery. I know some of you are really eager and really interested to get to the heart of it, and I want to do more videos really about femininity being high value. All of them sort of come together in one way, shape, or form. But I really want us to enter 2021 with really strong, really powerful feminine energy. Okay, so I know that you'll probably be watching this in the new year, but I also want us to just continue this year with this feminine energy, really getting into it and really finding our healing, our wholeness in this. And if you're watching this video before the how to master mastering attraction masterclass, I would love for you to get yourself on it. If it is already finished at the point of this upload, because I don't know when it's going to go up, do get the replay. And again, you'll be able to find it in exactly the same place in chengisworld.co.uk/shop. I really want to get you ladies to master your ability to get and attract a man and keep him interested and keep him committed and wanting more of you. Okay, so we're not sort of chasing after men that are ghosting us or running away or doing all of these things. Okay, so let's do it. Okay, so what is some of the traits that make a man go just wild for us, that drives men wild? And why do we struggle to really kind of have this kind of energy? And that is really rooted in fear. When a woman is afraid, and I want us to be very, 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 I want us to zone in on this. Women live with a fear of not being safe. It's a subconscious feeling. It's in the back of our minds. We are aware that our bodies are a little bit more fragile. We don't kind of carry the same power packed bodies. We don't have the same muscle. We just don't have the aggression, that men naturally have, and the ability to obviously protect. We just don't have the wiring for many of us, unless we are wounded feminines and strongly into our masculine and have learned to sort of combat like a man. But even that is not coming from our essence. That's coming from our ego, from our wounds. But naturally we do have a fear of men, and we are afraid when a man comes to talk to us and we don't like him. Some of us getting anxious. Some of us get anxious around men because maybe we're molested when we're younger, or we've had some sort of trauma with men. But if we're doing the work and we're healing, either with myself and my coaches or with somebody else, if we're doing that deep inner healing work, then we can allow ourselves to be feminine without feeling a threat to our emotional safety, to our physical safety, and to the safety of our feminine self. Okay, so I just want to talk about some things that we can do. I talk on this channel about being a challenge to a man, not being so easy. And this is not game playing, because I don't teach games. I teach authentic attraction and coming from a deep place of wholeness and understanding your value, so that you don't have to play a game. You're simply high value and therefore unavailable for foolishness. Okay. So when I talk about being a challenge to men, I am not talking about being challenging to men. And some of us don't understand the difference of being a challenge and being challenging, because the moment we step into being challenging, everything he says, we've got to come back for it, and we're always in this combative, I challenge your manhood, I challenge your thinking, I challenge your thoughts, I challenge your income, I challenge your success, I challenge, everything's a challenge. So I was talking to one of my girls, and she had written her online profile, and she had sort of put a kind of sentence on there, and it was, I can beat you in any game that you want to play. And I was like, no, hold up, wait a minute. We're not doing that. So, I had to make her realize that when you challenge a man, when you come towards him with a challenge, what you're going to evoke on the inside of him, what is going to come out naturally without even a second thought on his part, is competitive energy. You will stop being a woman, you will stop being feminine in his eyes, and he will compete with you. Why? Because masculine energy is competitive, controlling, and I keep forgetting the other C, but it is definitely competitive. So what we don't want to do is to be this challenge. Everything a man does, we challenge it. Everything he says, we challenge it. No, we're trying to be a challenge. We're sitting in our feminine and saying, okay, you have to be my champion. Come and fight for me. Come and take risks for me, to talk to me, to approach me, to woo me, right? This is me. This is what it takes to be me, and this is what it takes to be with me, and this is what it takes to be in me. Okay, if you want to be in my body at some point, you're gonna have to meet this challenge. Okay, it's very different from constantly be combative. So when we are a challenge, then we are in our feminine energy, then we're in our highest value. And this energy, if it's done right, really does drive men wild. Men feel good when they look at women. It's a real fun, good thing, and they enjoy it, right? And as a feminine woman, if you want to drive a man wild, let him enjoy looking at you. Enjoy receiving his looks, right? And some of us, get offended when we are, let's say, on the bus or we're at the shops and men are looking at us and checking us out. We kind of get, defensive, and barrier comes up, and that feeling of not being safe comes up. But I really want you to take it in. I really want you to enjoy men looking at you, because it really makes them happy. Men are simple creatures. They don't need half as much as we think they need to be happy. They love looking at women. They love looking at beautiful women. And so it really is intoxicating for a man when he is checking you out and he feels that you're enjoying it. You're not kind of, and yes, guilty as charged. I used to feel that way, and that's because I came from Zimbabwe, and that was on overdrive. Okay, overdrive. So you learn to have a resting bitch face that was like, don't even think about it, right? But when you come into the Western world, it's like, does nobody think I'm nice? Nobody. Because it's, feminism has really taken its place, and the Me Too movement, and everybody's like, if you look at me, you're over-sexualizing my body, and everybody's got like a campaign going on, So men now are not sure, and they kind of have to sneak a peek. And as a woman, you don't always allow yourself to enjoy being checked out. Now, of course, there's some men that you'd rather didn't check you out, but still, it's about practicing that gratitude and having that feminine energy that actually enjoys men looking at you and enjoying what they see, and also just showing up and presenting yourself as somebody that men want to look at. Okay. Last but definitely not least, we need to understand the difference between competing and playing. Okay, there's a very subtle difference between playing with a man and competing with a man. And some of us get into competition. It's not quite the same thing as that challenge thing that brings out that competition, but we also sometimes don't really know how to be playful with a guy, how to tease him and how to play with him and do stuff that is fun and playful, running around, kind of pillow fighting, things that are playful without being competitive. It's really important that we can express our competitive nature at work, in sport, in other areas. But within the relationship dynamic, you want to be the playful partner. And there's nothing that drives men wild more than a woman that's playful, that's cheeky and playful. Be careful with the sarcasm, because that can sometimes not drop very well. But, you know, just that tad bit playful. And if you need help being more playful, of course, go and download the Flirt and Date Masterclass on my website at chengisworld.co.uk/shop and get yourself the Flirt and Date Masterclass and learn to flirt a little bit and be a little bit playful, because this is the sort of energy that truly drives masculine men wild for you. So I've got all of it out here for you in Chengi's World. I hope you enjoyed watching these videos. I look forward to seeing you in my next one. And in the meantime, take care of you. If you'd like to work with me or any of my coaches one-to-one, please do so by following the link in the description box, and I'd love to sit down with you and have a chit chat, and so would any of my coaches. So I look forward to seeing you in my next video. In the meantime, take care of you. Love you lots. Bye.